Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Thursday Talk series brought to you by the Manhattan Meditation Center and Peace Village Retreat Center. Thank you so much for joining today, and for all of you on Facebook and YouTube. If you need French translation, please feel free to step into the Zoom world. We do have French translation on Zoom, so you could go to our website, manhattanmeditationcenter.org, and just register for the Zoom event. So for all of you that are live and in person, welcome. And I know you've made the effort to actually come in person, and we are always happy to see you live. A couple of things that are going on at the Manhattan Center. So if you haven't heard, but we do have the Sanctuary of Peace. From the 17th through the 20th, it is 6 o'clock to 6:30. So those that are in person live in Manhattan, you just want to just take a break from the hustle and bustle, just stop by the meditation center and just find that peace within. And then we also have a workshop that's coming up, and it's called Soulful Transcendence Beyond Boundaries. And this is August 19th. It's Saturday from 10 a.m. to 11:30. So feel free to sign up for that as well. And many of you that have joined us in the past, we have workshops that we run each month, and the next ones that are coming up are going to be in September. We do have a 2-day course that's coming up at the beginning of September, and then we have the Raj Yoga course, the Reviving the Higher Self, the 7-day that is going to be happening towards the end of September, middle of September. So we hope that you are able to participate in many of these, and feel free to stop by the website and just drop us a line. We would love to hear from you. And if there's actually a class or a workshop that you've been wanting to hear, please feel free to send us a note, and we would love to hear from you. So today we have a topic on steps to clean a heart, and we're going to turn it over to Rona Schweitz to actually walk us through on how to do that and keep it clean for the long term.
Sometimes I don't know where these pretentious titles come from. Steps to a clean heart. Anyway, welcome and good evening to our Thursday night, and maybe just a moment to have some silence and some silent reflection to ask yourself, how clean is my heart? Does it need cleaning? Or is it already clean? Just for us to check a minute, and then we'll go more deeper in the topic. Okay, thank you. So, how clean is your heart? What does your heart tell you in this last minute? Is it clean? Actually, there are fewer participants today than normally on Thursday, meaning that people already have clean hearts. They don't need this lecture. No need for today's topic. What came up for you during this minute when you were reflecting? There is a mic here, please, so that the Zoomers can also hear.
Hello, Zoomers.
Yeah.
I visualized my heart being clean at its core, however, being surrounded by almost like a dusty fog.
Dusty fog.
Mhm.
Okay. Anyone else want to say anything? Actually, when we talk about heart, what is it that we mean by that? I love you from my heart. What does that mean, actually? Or is that just some fantasy, romantic drama idea? Full acceptance.
I think it's full acceptance of who the other person is for everything that they are and everything that you are. Yeah.
Okay, good. No others. What do you think when you think about this word heart or clean heart? What is the heart? It's surely not what needs to be unclogged or get a stand. Well, maybe it does. You need a spiritual stand to open the arteries to that heart. Want to say something, Varsha?
Yes, sister. When I say heart and I connect with deeper within myself, maybe you can say sensations or whatever, the subtle energy. Then in that moment, heart, all I feel is love, purity. Heart is pure.
So your heart is clean.
And I'm coming to little, alloy and all these things. But when I say heart, there is the glimpse of and the feeling of purity, shanti. There is this peacefulness. I want to be in that. There is this, I feel this is where I want to be, and I am that. But then there are always this alloy, these things, mind, the thought, the sensations. So that's I will stop here.
And just for those who joined later, if you want French translation, there is French translation available. You just press on interpretation.
I didn't think about the heart, the organ. I thought about my spirit, my soul. I don't know. I did not connect it to the organ. It's my.
We are not talking about the physical.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
Good. Anyone else want to say? And how clean is your heart? Maybe we can go over to the board so that it becomes easier to explain certain things. Board is visible?
Yes.
So when we talk about heart and clean heart and pure heart and loving from my heart, and what is the other thing they say, from the depths of my heart, all these things, it is obvious we are not talking about a physical heart, no? But things that we are associating that language with, that word with, is with feelings. With certain feelings, with emotions. So how clean are your feelings? How clean are your emotions? Now, how many feelings and emotions that you have today? quite a few. Were they what Varsha was saying? Pure, loving, peaceful? Not really. Huh? Up and down, yeah. Or how many feelings were of anxiety or of stress, or maybe even of annoyance, and maybe even further than annoyance, hatred and anger, or other emotions that are unpleasant. And pleasant emotions, of course, are emotions of when there are feelings of love, when there are feelings of respect, when there are feelings of enthusiasm, when there are feelings of creativity, when there are feelings of tolerance, when there are feelings of patience, when there are feelings of compassion, when there are feelings of gratitude. Those are like healthy feelings. How clean is your heart? How healthy are your feelings? How healthy are your emotions? And then the next question would be, where do my emotions, where do my feelings come from? What feeds my heart? Now, what stimulates the spiritual heart, the invisible heart? So that path to a clean heart, just like when you go to your cardiologist, he will give you some steps. Don't eat this, don't do that, don't do some exercise every day, drink this, don't drink that, stop this, stop that, to get your physical heart healthy. So what would be some of the steps to get your invisible heart healthy? Your invisible heart clean. Gratitude, very good. An exercise of regular exercise of gratitude would definitely be very useful. Now, so that is one simple thing. Every day, get a little, what are these things called? A nice notebook or something, or some special page on your phone, a journal, a gratitude journal. And write every day 3 things where you are grateful for. It is a very simple exercise to shift your feelings. Now, one of the things we often ask in this gathering and in other gatherings is, what is this? Those who know, they can't say. Those who don't know, they can say, what is this? Huh? What is this? Yeah, you have heard. Usually people just say hand, they say skin, they say fingers, whatever. But it is also a miracle. Now, this attitude of gratitude, underneath that attitude of gratitude, is the ability to see deeper than what is superficial. Now, what is superficial is hand. But when you see deeper, you realize this is a miracle. And if you see it as a miracle, can you feel anything else but gratitude? You're carrying at least one miracle with you your whole life, but you have 2. What is this? Another miracle. Yeah, very good. What is this? Another miracle. And so the whole body itself is a miracle. Sun comes up every morning. Isn't it a miracle? Moon comes out, another miracle. Rain falls from the sky is another miracle. Snow falls from the sky, another miracle. Do we see that? We are living here in New York City. You know how many people go with the public transport system every day, even post-pandemic? At least 500,000. Isn't that another miracle? Man-made, but still a miracle. This mic, another miracle. Zoom. I don't know, there may be people from India joining. They can see here, we can talk. Same minute. Isn't it another miracle? So there are many, many things to be grateful for. But we can have this mindset that complains all the time. You know anyone like that? Ourselves. Anything is a problem. Anyone is a problem. Something happen is a problem, something don't happen, also a problem. You know that mindset? We can be our best friend, we can be our worst enemy. So that position, that shift of beginning to see miracles everywhere and nourish that sense of thankfulness, of gratitude, of gratefulness. You know, in this world, there are many people, nobody ever talks to them. How many people did you meet today talking to you? Even if it is through Zoom. There are many people in this world who don't have food. How much did you eat today? So many things we have to be grateful for, but we ignore all of that. Somebody says something unpleasant and we can torture ourselves the whole day. So one easy step to a clean heart is to remind yourself of all the things to be grateful for. Somebody smiles at you, somebody talks to you. In the morning, you wake up, another day. There's so many things. Water, you just open the tap, water comes. There are people in this world, there's no running water anywhere near. They have to walk half a mile or something, carry water on their head. And there are people who are not even that lucky. And it's not one or two people, many people. You sleep on a bed. There are many people in this world who don't have a bed to sleep on. They sleep on the floor. There are people who can't sleep. They can't sleep. They can't fall asleep. There are people who can't sleep because of the circumstances that they are in, war zone or whatever other things. So many things that we can cherish. A path to a clean heart is to begin to see your blessings, to begin to see the miracles that surround you. This is a very big step because we need to, as if, shift out of this complaining mode, this begging mode, this victim mode, this subservient mode, and begin to see what else is there. What the same thing, hand, I can look at it very differently and feel good. And I can also look at it and complain. This turgor and this skin is not as young as 20 years ago anymore. Hand beginning to look like old lady hand. No, and I can torture myself with that. And repeat it every day. I'm getting old, I'm getting old, I'm getting old. You know anyone like that? Yes, all too well, probably. That is not a clean heart, a pure heart. And we molest, torture ourselves for nothing doing that. And these are simple, simple practices that can shift our mind. So when we talk about this pure heart, what exactly is it that we're talking about? Now, in the psyche, in the human psyche, there are different, decide on the color. There are different functions, and or faculties, and one of the functions, one of the faculties is the mind. And of course, it is a bit more complicated than how I'm drawing it here, but just to kind of simplify it so that it becomes easy understandable. In our mind, what comes on our mind, on the screen of the mind, is thoughts. So if this is a thought, and in your mind, if you just observe your mind, many, many thoughts are there. But at any moment, there's only one thought, as if in the spotlight. It can quickly shift to another thought, to another thought, to another thought, but there's only one thought at a time. Now, the mind doesn't create the thoughts. The mind is more like a stage on which thoughts appear. You could say like that, but those thoughts are triggered. They are triggered by our sense organs. Just drawing it like this, our sense organs. What we see, what we smell, what we hear, what we taste. That is what triggers thoughts. Now we see someone eating ice cream, thought comes, oh, ice cream. You see your boss and thought comes, oh, for example. We see something, we smell something, we hear something, thought is triggered in our mind by our sense experiences. And the other thing that triggers or sends thoughts to our mind is our subconscious mind. Things that happened in the past, certain impressions, certain memories, certain tendencies, certain habits, certain addictions, whatever impressions from the past. They also, someone at work did something yesterday. It is in my subconscious. That memory triggers a thought. Why did she do that? Or whatever. Thoughts come from the impressions in our subconscious. And there is one other thing that triggers thoughts in our mind. You have any idea? Anyone? I'm seeing all question marks, faces with future, thinking thoughts about future. But that usually is triggered by something in the subconscious, some tendency, for example, the tendency to worry that is stored in the subconscious over time. That tendency triggers a thought, what will happen in the future? There is another faculty within us, and that faculty is called the intellect. So this is the mind. This is the subconscious mind. And there is another faculty that is called the intellect. The intellect is our wisdom. The intellect is our discerning power. The intellect is our analyzing power, our decision power. And with the intellect can also choose. So the intellect can say, okay, let me think now on peace. Well, so we had this minute of silence when we started. That was the time that the intellect could say, okay, let me take 1 minute and reflect and observe what is going on. Is my heart and are my feelings for the day? How were they? Then it is the intellect taking charge and putting thoughts in the mind. Understand? So these are the areas that kind of trigger my thoughts. Now, every thought carries with it certain feelings. Every thought carries with it certain emotions, certain a certain atmosphere also. So, for example, if you have the thought of someone you love, it carries certain feelings. And it creates a certain mood, a certain atmosphere in your mind. If you think about something you hate or someone you hate, it carries those feelings. And it creates a certain mood in your mind also. Now, what happens? We think very fast most of the time. One thought after another, after another, after another. And many times it's not the same topic. We jump from one topic to another, to another, to another, and back and another and another. Or we stay with the same topic of thoughts, but not what we want to. Some unpleasant situation, and we just keep thinking about it, cyclical thinking. But every thought carries with it certain feelings and certain emotions. So the path to a clean heart, you cannot in isolation create clean feelings and create clean emotions. So you can't keep thinking about someone you hate, but then feeling love. You can't create thoughts of rejection and at the same time have feelings of love and compassion. Because they go together, your thoughts and your feelings. We can fake certain things, yes. So we can fake a smile, but inside feel something different. We can fake, yes. And then we can become very good at faking. But all of that is not clean heart. A clean heart, you can't fake. Just like how you cannot fake a healthy physical heart either. If you have put junk in your system, eat a lot of what? Cholesterol-rich food. You can't fake having a clean heart because it will manifest at some stage. In the same way here also, if we flood our mind with thoughts that are useless, thoughts that are waste, thoughts that are negative, thoughts that are destructive, that is how our feelings will be. And that is what the condition of our heart will be. If all the time we are in the mood of complaining, and blaming, these are two favorite hobbies these days, blaming everybody and everyone and complaining everything about everything and about everyone. If we do like that, how will we feel at the end of the day? Is it possible to feel light and enthusiastic and positive? All day you've been complaining and blaming. And this, this blame game is such a, what is the word, sick habit. But we do it all the time. May not even be with words. Now, to create a clean heart, the method to clean up that invisible heart is to start creating thoughts that are clean. To start creating an inner disposition that is clean. That means to use the intellect to flood our mind with thoughts of wisdom, with thoughts of cleanliness, with thoughts of virtue, with thoughts of thoughts that are constructive, thoughts that are uplifting. Not just like we did when we were saying, aim to see things differently and see the miracle in everything. And there's this beautiful song, no? The Miracle of You. No, anybody here feels like they're a miracle? No, yes, no, yes. Depending on which time of the day you will feel yes. Good. No, but truly, you are a miracle. You and also the body is also a miracle. But we need a shift of mindset to see things like that. And we need to remind ourselves, because the default is, at this moment in time, our default appears to be blame and complain. Who suffers? Yeah, I myself suffer. So to come out of that, who will benefit? I myself will benefit. Now, right, I'm just debating what next sketch should be. To create or to help ourselves and to help the intellect to put more useful, more benevolent thoughts and more benevolent feelings in our mind, it is useful to reflect on our relationship with this world. And it's useful to reflect on how we position ourselves in this world. One way to position ourselves in this world is to get, to take, to need. And the deeper mindset that is there is a mindset of emptiness. We feel we are nothing, we are no one, and we need. This is like a subconscious, positioning is the word. I can't find another. Mental positioning of neediness. Now, if that is my subconscious positioning, then every moment I can be deprived. And everyone is a potential threat. A mind like that will suffer always. Everything is a problem. Mind is conditioned like that. And the other The opposite of that is to position yourself in this world to give. Now, what is it that immediately pops in your mind when you hear this? Anyone want to say? Position yourself in this world to give. Yeah, very good. I don't have enough to give. Or another way of saying, to be able to give, I have to get first. So we immediately shifted back to the first positioning. I am positioning myself to get. I'm positioning myself needy. I'm positioning myself as needing to take. And if at all I want to give or give, it is because I have gotten, I have received. So deeper underneath, there is this positioning of I need, I don't have. A positioning of emptiness. I am nothing, I am no one. I have nothing, I need to get. Now we can reflect on this and ask ourselves, is this really true? And if it is not true, how can I come out of this? Now, one thing that happened the other day, and it happens regularly, that all of a sudden we get a large group of people and we offer food, a lunch or something. And you did not get with time to shop. What do you do? Uber Eats? No. Here at the center, we cook ourselves. We don't eat out. We don't order prepared food. Actually, that is what happens these days. You just order and you have quick food. But say your budget is finished. You can't you can't order out. What do you do? Actually, this is not a good example for Manhattan where nobody cooks.
You have to manage the portions.
Well,
You have to manage the portions.
manage the portions. What generally, I've seen my parents also, friends, and what you do, you go into your cupboards and you discover that there are plenty of things there that you can use. And all of a sudden you notice that you can easily cook for 20 people without having to have done groceries, because there's so much stuff in there that you can use. And that there is more than that also. And so the one thing to experiment with for yourself, as one of these steps to a clean heart, is start using what you already have. Instead of thinking I have to get. We all are capable to love, for example. You put a baby there, many of us will do, oh, coochie, whatever, some feelings of innocence will come, some tenderness feelings will come. We all have that ability. We don't use it and we block ourselves and we say, I need to find someone who loves me. Then I will be able to love, then I will be good. And of course, that person and either never appears or appears, and then you have so much headache or whatever that you feel more need to find someone who will to love. But it is the wrong approach. You start giving love. you start sharing love. Whatever little you think you can manage, you just start doing that. And you will discover that more you give, more you have to give. More you have that you can give. And more you start doing that, you will discover what you will discover. You can do more, that you can do more, that you can do more. And then from unexpected areas, you will get cooperation and you will get things back. You're not doing it for that. But this what is it? This lack mindset, this emptiness mindset, this needy. There are some words that are a bit strong, but I would still like to put them out there to help us reflect. This beggar mindset. Have you seen beggars? Even New York City has these days all over the place. And they sit there, they sit with something where you're supposed to put money in or whatever, some cup or something. And when you put it in, what happens? Somebody puts, I've seen one time when somebody put $50 in the cup. What happens? Finish, they stop begging. They have $50 now. They stop begging. No, they quickly put it in their pocket and now even more beggar face. Because it is working. So you have to put a more, you have to put more, what is it? A melancholic face or sad face. This beggar mindset, it is never enough. You never satisfy the desires here. More he get, more he want. More he need. Tomorrow he'll be sitting right there again, even if you put $100. This is at a physical level, but our mind works like that also. More there is this needy mode, more there is that desiring mode. And it is useful to observe this within yourself. Many of these desires, they are tormenting us. And more you try to fulfill them, more they haunt you. More they harass you. Because tomorrow again, tomorrow again, tomorrow again. The beggar mindset. This is not healthy at all. So what is the opposite of the beggar mindset? Abundance mindset. See what you already have. Discover what is already there. Instead of focusing on what we are lacking. And we have created a society that focuses on what we don't have. We have created a culture that stimulates desires. And most of those desires are just, imagined or created needs and desires. I remember as a girl, I never used to like shoes. I used to feel shoes are prison for my feet. I grew up in the Caribbean tropics, so we used to walk bare feet all over the place, even outside. So when they had to go to school, you have to squeeze this feet into some sock and shoe, which is horrible. And you have to put up with that. I never used to like shoes. And many times I would forget them. I take them off and I walk home without shoes. As a young girl. But then you become teenager. So then you read different magazines with all kind of stylish fashion shoes and these ads on television, and your girlfriends tell you you have to walk with these, what is this called? High heels and whatever. Otherwise you will not get married. You won't get boyfriend, whatever. So you get indoctrinated with some idea. And from that time onwards, I started feeling I need shoes. And not just shoes, this special kind of shoes and this special color and special heels and whatever, fashionable shoes. Otherwise, I will not be happy in my life. I will miss out. I'm simplifying it, but this idea take root. And for years, I used to feel like that. And of course, no matter how many shoes you have, it is never enough. Because the latest one, the newest one, the most modern one, the more fashionable one, the most expensive one, mother will give you one time for Christmas or whatever, some special shoes, but that's it. And the whole teenage years, this was a torture. Why I don't have the beautiful newest shoes. Simple, almost childish, but this is what was going on in my mind all the time. And that is just one area. Whilst there was a time when I did not care for shoes. And I was okay with that. No problem. Nothing wrong with shoes, but I mean, to be tortured by shoes is not very clever. Now, shoes is one example, but it can be anything. These desires that they are, how to say, imagined needs. Any shoe is good enough, and sometimes no shoes is also okay. Understand? Now you can substitute shoe with anything or with anyone. Because we were born alone, but then we start creating this idea we can't live without someone or this one or that one, or some idea of what that we have created in our mind about someone. We are torturing ourselves endlessly for nothing. How will your heart feel? How will your invisible heart feel? And of course, that is why our physical heart gets heartache and all kinds of heart attacks, because we don't know how to create a clean, invisible heart, clean feelings. Now, the abundance mindset comes from a deeper understanding of self. We are spiritual beings. We are divine beings. We are beings with highest potential, souls. We need nothing, ever. This whole physical world is extra. That is the opposite of the beggar mindset. This physical world, there are many toys. This is a toy. You agree? This is a toy? Some toys have long hair. Some are bald. That's fine. Toy. There are more toys also. This is also a toy house. This is also a toy. And we have many electronic toys these days. Phones and computers, and there are animals. They are also toys to play with. So many toys in this world. And we are players. Invisible beings of consciousness. Timeless, immortal, living lights. And we come into this, what would you call this? Toys are us. How do you call that? Game shop. Shop with lots of toys. We come into the
Playground.
playground,
Yeah.
lots of toys. So these invisible, timeless beings of consciousness, we come into this world of matter. And there's so many toys. These eyes, wow, what is this? Toys R Us can't make this. So many toys. We play. But what sometimes happens, if we play too much, what happens?
You get tired.
Yeah, we lose track. We get tired or we start a fight for some toys. We get jealous others have bigger toys or more multifaceted colored toys. We get a bit trapped in the toy world. We forget who we are. We forget where we come from, and we forget where we're going. We get trapped here. We think this is me, this is mine, and I need more, and I need more, and I need more, and I want more. We lose that mindset of this is a game. We have come here to play, and we will go back to the non-physical dimension. And we will go back the way we came, leaving all the toys behind. Because the toys were never me, they were never mine in the first place. But I don't need the toys to enjoy them whilst I'm playing with them. I don't need to have to say mine, my, what is this? Mine, my, Mike. I don't need to have a certificate that this is mine to be able to use it and to be able to enjoy it and to be able to share with all of you. But at the end of our meeting, I will just leave this right here, no problem. But this beggar mindset, this needy mindset that forgets the big picture, starts saying, this is mine. And I am more important than you because I have this mic you don't have. Don't touch my mic. So then the play and the sharing becomes a war. And friends become enemy. Because a mindset shifts. And so this path to a clean heart, one other step is to see the invisible and to see the bigger picture. Don't get trapped in a toy or in any one moment or any one scene. See the bigger picture. In any situation, aim to see the invisible behind and see the bigger picture. Sometimes, for example, someone says something that is not nice. Somebody lashes out to you, says it's not nice, and you feel hurt. You think, oh, whatever. Then you hear they are sick. Then you hear they are really, really very sick. And you hear they are struggling at home. What happens to your feelings? You may still feel what they said was not nice, but now you will have a broader feeling of, oh, I understand. They are not in a good state. Of course, what will come out of their mouth will not be so nice. You will become more compassionate. You may be more understanding. If you find out more, it may be even shift completely. Why? Because you see a bigger picture. You see behind the obvious. Your feelings change. Now, in a very, very big way, if we take a spiritual positioning, this is the way to clean your heart. And of course, meditation is a part of this, because meditation is to remember again in a very experiential and obvious way your spiritual truth and the abundance and the potential of the being. So these are like the organs or the faculties of the soul, the being of consciousness. And we use the image of light, point of light, to indicate this invisible presence that is you. And mind, intellect, subconscious mind, impressions, they are faculties of the being, the soul. And steps to clean your heart means you start using the intellect, you start using wisdom to shift from an attitude of complaining to an attitude of gratitude, from an attitude of seeing and focusing on the limited, see a bigger picture. Use your wisdom to see behind the obvious. And do these practices. If whatever you feel you need or you want, start giving it. You want respect? Anybody here doesn't want respect? You want respect. So start giving it. And what you will find is through your virtuous actions of giving it, you will start respecting yourself more. So you will accumulate. Okay, next time we meet, we will all have beaming, clean hearts. Anyone want to say anything? You want to?
Yeah, I guess I have a question for you. In your personal opinion, what do you think is the greater purpose of humanity as a whole? Because money feels good for X amount of time. Relationships feel good for X amount of time. But at some point, you get to a point where, you try to ask yourself, what's the greater purpose? Why are you actually here on this planet? Your body's just a physical realm, but on a much more spiritual and deeper realm, like what exactly is in your opinion, what exactly is everyone's purpose on this planet?
This is a big question, and there are many facets to it. But in essence, we are here to express our higher potential. We are here to express the even divine potential that we have. But when we get trapped, then what expresses itself is the opposite of divine. And so now at this moment in time, we don't see that in humanity, or not much. Of course, you see certain people with certain noble actions still, but we have lost that higher purpose. And so it's time to get back there. But in essence, we come into this physical world to express that personality of nobility. Because as a being, as a soul, we are like a seed. And when we come here, that seed can start flourishing, germinating and expressing itself. And then this game becomes a very beautiful game. In many cultures and religious traditions, that is remembered as the golden age or paradise or Satyug, the age of truth, or the Garden of Eden, a time when human beings lived their godlike qualities. But we became trapped and we start fighting for our toys. We entered into this beggar mindset, and then it becomes a war. But to come out of that, that is the time of the game now. And restore back our awareness of what we truly are. Okay. Any other? I don't know why this time always flies. The hour passed. Anyone else want to say anything? Yvette? No, you don't have to. We're here. Okay, well, let's have a few moments of meditation and then just sit quietly and as if turn the attention inward. Just become aware of yourself as a thinking experiencer. A being of consciousness. And this body, which is like a miracle, is your vehicle. The real self, this invisible experiencer, timeless, innately pure, benevolent, free. Living light. And we can hold that image of a tiny star. You're free, serene, secure, living light. And just try and get a taste of that real self. These kinds of thoughts will create feelings and emotions that are healthy and pleasant. Pure, clean heart, transparent, and filled with good wishes and pure feelings for the whole of human creation. Also for animals. And also for nature. And gradually, we choose to come again into sound and action. But we aim to hold this awareness of the true self as a being of light. Pure, peaceful, originally. Thank you. Just wanted to make one comment. I'm not too sure if I heard correctly what Suja said in the beginning, but the sanctuary of peace is a half an hour time in the meditation room here at the center from Monday to Thursday, 6 to 6:30. And some days there will also be some guidance and some 2-minute talk, but it is Monday to Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 6 to 6:30 in the evening. So all are invited. It is in person. It is not on Zoom. It is in person. All are invited for that, and you're invited to invite others. Suja, you want to share anything, say anything to close?
No, just a reminder of the workshop. So if anybody wants to attend the workshop this weekend, it's Soulful Transcendence Beyond Boundaries, and it starts at 10 o'clock center.
Do we have to register for that?
If you come in person, you don't need to. If you want to receive the Zoom information, then you have to register.
Yeah, Zoom information. Okay, thank you.
Good night.